Hey guys, long time no see. You might remember me from such films as like Reaction Brewing Company used to actually make beer, or like we used to do unboxings and I'd set up new equipment and stuff, but it's been a long time. I haven't brewed in almost a year. We're gonna do a nice stout today. It's gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna have to do 2 mashes because I don't think I can fit the whole mash I want to do in the mash tun. So it's gonna be like a 55-pound, 54-pound mash. We'll do that one, transfer that to the boil kettle, then we'll do the exact same thing again, and then we'll transfer that to the boil kettle. We're gonna boil that for a few hours, and then we'll have some wort to make beer with. So, first thing we gotta do is get the water going. The boil kettle is already filled up, heating up with our water to mash in. This is going to come up to temp and we'll be ready to go. So we'll see you guys back here when we got everything going. Hey guys, so we're going to get our grains rolling here. We have some grains in here, I don't remember what they are now. We got some chocolate malt here we're going to get in. All the dark malts I'm going to run through the first mash so they get the extra long boil. It's Caramel 60. We got some Carafa 3 special, so dehusked. Then we got some roasted barley. That's it. So we'll get these guys rolling. And then we'll be back. We'll see you guys then. Alright guys, we're back. We are transferring our first strike water here into the mash tun. We heated everything up in the boil kettle for the first round, then we'll take the rest of the water out of the hot liquor tank here, or I'll use my on-demand heater. But we're putting some water in here, and once we're all filled up here, we'll get our grain in. We got our grain all ground up. We got about 60 pounds, I think, in this first batch because I did all the dark grains here. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright guys, here goes the grain. Alright guys, so the last thing we gotta do is just get our recirculation manifold hooked up here. we'll let this, we came in a couple degrees cold. That's not really surprising since I haven't brewed in so long. We were shooting for 156, we're at 154, close enough. So what we'll do now is we're open on the bottom here, and we're gonna circulate. I gotta remember how to do this. I think that just popped my hose. Son of a pup. Oh, that's why we can't freaking do it right. Because I have it hooked up wrong. Duh. This is what happens when you don't brew for a really long time. Oh, that's not good. This is why you don't stop brewing. I'm also still hooking it up wrong. Pretty much, this is just amateur hour here. Alright, so we're going in, we're coming out. I think we got her now, guys. Well, we did, and so I can't get that hooked up. I gotta figure out where the hell that other line goes. Oh, it goes right here, so I can transfer into the hot liquor tank. Well, we only dumped about a half a gallon on the ground. Alright, let's get this guy going. So we got a recirculation line, we're coming out the bottom. This is just going to recirculate the water. Once it stops overflowing. This is really, really full, so it's really close to the top. So while we're doing that, I might actually transfer a little bit of water into the mash tun. Alright, that's probably enough. We'll open our recirc valve. So now we're going through the bottom of the mash tun into here, and that should go through our foil. Let me mix some of this water in. Hit our start or our mash schedule. We'll just check 156. We'll start that. We'll go back to our brewery control. So we did drop some again to 152. I'm not that concerned about what the temperature is. It's gonna be a big stout, so I wanted it a little hotter, but we're at 161 in the hot liquor tank. It's gonna start circulating through there. It'll start coming up. Whether we reach the end of our conversion before then is yet to be seen. So we'll see you guys here in a little bit. All right guys, we're getting ready to do our second batch. We're gonna start our grains up here. It's been sticky. I'm almost out of rice hull, so it's definitely my fault. I only put maybe a third of a bucket of rice hulls in there, but mashed a little low because it was sticky, but whatever. We'll get beer in the end. So we're gonna start this guy back up. Let that go a little bit, and we'll be back. All right guys, we're back. We're gonna start transferring out of here into the boil kettle. We'll start fly sparging. So we're gonna have to go back down here and remember how to do this and not screw it up like we did this morning. So we're just gonna crack this guy right here. This is gonna take us into the boil kettle. That is way too much. Okay, we got it transferring in there. I'll show you guys what we got going on in the boil kettle. So you can see it's just slowly transferring. Well, you probably can't see because that's the best I can do right now. Oh, I got a flashlight, right? Hang on. So you can see it down there slowly transferring in. We're going to leave it like that until I can see the top of the grain bed a little bit more, and then we will start to transfer the water out of the hot liquor tank into the mash tun for our fly sparge. So that all we'll do there is just crack that guy. And you can see we're starting to get some water through there. We're pushing out the old beer, or the old wort, whatever you want to call it. This is YouTube, so you better never make a freaking speech error at all. Somebody will be in the comments to make sure that they know, you know, they're smarter than you are. So this is going to slowly just push everything out. We're just going to slowly transfer. We're going to take about 10 gallons out of here, 8 gallons out of here. We're going to put it all into the boil kettle. Once we're done with that, we can get our grains out of the mash tun, and we'll get our second batch, or our second mash going. We'll start to boil our first one. We'll see you guys back here in a few minutes. Alright guys, I can't really get any more out of that. It's gonna be pretty wet when we bring it out of there. So just gonna have to be careful we don't get burned. Alright guys, we're back up to temp so we can mash in. We're starting to get the boil over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start transferring we'll start transferring, sorry guys. What we're going to do is we're going to start transferring our mash, or whatever, our strike water out of here. We got 5, 10, 15, 20 gallons. I'm probably not going to be able to take it all out of there. I'll probably have to get make a hose quick and pull some right out of my, from my water heater. I got it set at 170, so I'll run it down until the coil is about ready to show, and then I'll have to transfer the rest out of my hose. So what we'll do here is the same thing we did to, except we don't need to worry about going slow. We'll just open it up. We'll run it through, and then when we're done, we'll be back for the second mash. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright guys, we're back. We got enough water out of here. I didn't need to hook up to my thing. We're just going to fill it up with some cold water. What I did was heat this up to mash in. So I looked like I had enough, I could transfer it. And then we got to drop the temp to run through the coil. So what I'm going to do is just use my cold water here. We'll drop the temp down, and then I'll be able to go through the coil during the mash. Don't drop your freaking grains. That would suck. So we did end up dropping below my temp I wanted. I was hoping with the circulation it would work out, but it didn't. Whatever. We're at 158, 159 here. So we're just going to let that sit for now. I'll put the top on it. This is down to like 152. So I'll let this come up to temp. And I'll just let this sit for now. We started our mash timer. So we'll let this sit, we'll let that boil. We're going to let this come up to temp. Once this gets up to temp, I'll start the circulation and see how it goes. So we'll see you guys back here in a few minutes. Alright guys, we're back. Of course the chiller is going to kick on. I'll move you guys in a little bit. So what we've done is we mashed. This one went perfect. I never touched it, I never stirred it one time. We got pretty clear water coming through here. I just did a 45-minute mash. I don't think we're going to extract anything else out of it, so I'm going to take the lid off. We boiled about 2.5 probably gallons out of this. I got it at 50% with both elements running. We got a nice sturdy boil going. So what we're going to do, we got to open the boil kettle, and we're going to crack this guy again, just like we did last time. And what we should do is we should start going up in that kettle. And what we'll do when we start going up is we'll start adding water from here into here. So we got 165-degree water, which we're going to turn this to 90% and just put it full on and let it start heating that water up. We're going to have to clean all this stuff when we're done here in a minute. So we're starting to go up now. We're almost back up to where we were. I might be going a little bit fast. We'll close that. It's hard saying now because I can't see. We did lose boil, which, I mean, obviously that's expected. So we're transferring. All right, guys, we'll be back when we get this transferred. Just so you guys can see, I guess, we can start doing this one. We got about 27 gallons in here. We'll just take it down to about here, which should be about 7-8 gallons, something like that. That should be plenty, and then we'll start boiling that off. We'll see you guys here in a little bit. Alright guys, we're back. We're going to add our hops. So they're going to be our boil hops. We got 9 ounces of Magnum hops. Okay, we'll get our lid back on so we can extract the steam. Alright, there we go. Our first hop addition's in. We'll say, Alexa, set timer for 30 minutes.
Second timer, 30 minutes, starting now.
Alright guys, that 30-minute timer is about to go off. So we're going to pop this out. And this time we're going to give it a second because the last time we dumped about maybe 1.5 gallons of water out the steam condenser. So there we go, there's 8 ounces of Willamette hops. Hey guys, we're back. We started up the pump. I thought I was recording. This is a grade A video. And so all we're doing right now is just sanitizing the chiller. We got about 15 minutes left in the boil. So once the chiller is sanitized, we'll let this run for a couple minutes. Sanitize everything. We'll do our final hop addition, and then we'll start transferring to the fermenter. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, we're back for the last hop addition. We'll just leave that guy off for the remainder of the boil. There's another 8 ounces of Willamette. We got about 10 minutes left. And we'll be back to do a little whirlpool, and then we're gonna crash into transfer into the fermenter. We're gonna split this batch up 2 different ways. So one will go in one unit tank, half will go in the other. We'll see you guys then. All right guys, we got everything set up here. Apparently I missed a valve. I think I usually run one on the outlet, but maybe not. I should, if I don't. So we're going to throttle it with the butterfly valve because those are really great throttling valves. We're going to start our pump and we'll be back. Alright guys, we're back. We're going to do the yeast. As you can see by the like 20 packages I have here. I did not make a yeast starter. Just kind of soak up a little bit of that. We're just going to do 4 packs in each one. That should give us plenty of yeast. That's definitely more than enough. Then we'll throw our, get our clarity firm loaded up. Probably help if I open this one. My pocket's exactly the spot I want to put my sanitized scissors. If you're just tuning in, this is definitely not the way you should do this, but it'll work. All right, we got those in. We got clarity firm here. Well, we'll just finish it off. There we go. Not even close. All right, we got that done. We're gonna get our lids back on, our clamps. These are all hooked up, set the ferment at 75, or 65, 75. Boy, it's been a day. 65. So we're done there. Next thing we'll do, we got our tubing here. We're gonna get our tubing hooked up to the carb stone. If you guys thought something just died, that was just Sam sneezing upstairs. So we'll hook our oxygen up. open our carb stone. That definitely didn't seal. Hold on. It's okay because I have a master sealer upper tool right here. So we'll let that go for about 60 seconds. We got oxygen coming out of our blow off here. I can see it going in, so we're gonna let that go for about 60 seconds. And that's the brew day. We ended up at like 172 or 1072, whatever you want to call it. Which is about where we were supposed to, but we ended up pretty light on the wort. Probably because half of it came out of the steam condenser, and then I left quite a bit in the bottom. There was a lot of crap in the bottom from the first mash being so rough. The grains didn't filter out, and I was stirring it pretty much the whole time, so we had a bunch of extra grain matter in there. So either way, we got 15 gallons in this one, about 15 in this one. So this will make a couple different beers, and we'll see. I might be back to do some more stuff with those in a different video, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching another video. That's probably 60 seconds. And I hope you'll join me next time. We're gonna do I'm gonna do another video coming up probably in a month, another brew day. And I should have a couple other videos coming out between now and then, so thanks for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.